sunny ways, my friends, sunny ways.
So the answer to that is to stop being stupid.
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of water out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles, sort of things.
Well, Lottie frickin' dog!
You're ready to fight, aren't you? I can feel it!
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Sorry?
The servicing costs on the debt that you're going to have to carry, that you're adding to now, right?
Interest rates are at historic lows, Glenn.
There's the funds.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada? There will always be a Canada. All right, elbows out, elbows up.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
When I'm Prime Minister, I will keep my promises. Now, another promise, let me try again.
A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so yeah. You must know somebody.
You sneaky, you're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
We need to trigger an axe the tax election as soon as possible.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yeah, that's all that's coming off. There's nothing else coming off, yeah. I'm not Justin Trudeau here.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Knocker!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Shh. Welcome back to the Fringe.
He has a bit of a hangover today.
If you joined us last night, things got a little carried away, a little nuts. As Michael Keaton says, do you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. We got a little nuts last night. If you missed the debate, if you weren't here for the debate, if you were hanging out on one of the many other amazing channels that was live streaming the debate, we played a little drinking game. I played a little drinking game.
Yeah, alone.
You jerks in the chat really poured on the shots late in the evening.
Support.
It was a great evening. It was a great night. We had a great night. First time I drank in what, like 5 years?
Yeah. Long time.
Boy, guys, I was walking around with a hangover. It was crazy. Now, of course, the kids are off school today because it's Good Friday. Happy Good Friday to everybody. Kids are off school. They wanted to go to the wave pool at West Edmonton Mall. So, of course, the noisiest possible place we could take the kids. I mean, well, let's go. I mean, the theme park would have been a little noisier. So thank
it would
God.
have been much worse.
Thank God the wave pool wasn't as bad. And then I got Mrs. Fringe back. I made her drink alcohol at lunch at the wave pool.
It was the
great.
worst drink I've ever
They've
had.
got a really bad bar at the West Edmonton Mall at the
pool.
World Water Park. It's I wouldn't recommend it. I hope you guys got out and voted today in the advanced polls. I've heard and seen in the chat a lot of people saying there were lineups. They went out and voted. They voted for PP. Guys, you did it for me. You've done it. We got to celebrate.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Now, a lot of people, whole lot of people saying if there's long lineups at the polls, it's not good for the currently sitting government People were voting for change. People were going out in droves voting for change.
And it doesn't mean give up and go home. Vote.
Stay in the line and vote. You
It's
guys,
worth it.
we're knocking it out of the park. Mark Carney has lost. We can rejoice. We're going to go over that tonight. Boy, did Mark Carney take the L this week.
It was such a good night. Like horrible for him, but
If you guys missed our video earlier this morning about the fight that broke out between the journalists, Mike at Freedom Honey was saying that they felt that this was scripted, that's why they let Rebel in, and why they let Rebel answer questions was so that people like Mark Carney could avoid questions and avoid independent media in the future and say, this is why we don't invite them. I understand he said, I'm pouring on my conspiracy theory hat. What do you guys think? Do you think that maybe is why they let Rebel ask so many questions the first night, and after the gotchas that came from Mark Carney, that this is why the fight broke out with the journalists? If you haven't checked it out yet, go and watch it. It's unbelievable.
video.
The way Ezra was treated, the way that Kean Bexty was treated is absolutely inexcusable. Let's John saying MSM lost their minds. Absolutely they did. Let's get a good old roll call going on. I'm going to stop talking because my head hurts. We're going to get a roll call going on. Chime in. Let me know where you're watching from. If it's your first time watching, let me know in the chat. I want to see the new blood in the stream. Don't forget, we have a giveaway tonight, courtesy of Cabron Tex Carson. We have a merch giveaway to do tonight. So you must be a member of the Patriots Club. You have to hit that join button down below and be a member of the Patriots Club to get in on that. Let's get the roll call going on. Mystical chiming in from the Drunken Clam. Oh my God. Listening to the local calls about what grinds their gears. Welcome into the stream. It's great to have you here. We got David Brewer coming in from Springfield, Missouri in good old America. He's making America great again. Happy Fringe Friday. Welcome in. We got JCP coming in from Calgary. We got Xylo. Fight. It wasn't a fight. It was a hissy fit.
Very true. It was a hissy
Sheila
fit.
Gunn Reed did an interview after where she said it got a little nuts. People were pushed. A cameraman was assaulted, apparently. It got a little nuts. Mark's coming in from Cornwall, Ontario. We got Lee joining us from Edmonton. Kurt's coming in from Oshawa. James from Ottawa, Ontario. It's not that bad. It's about to change. Cabron Tax Carson, the man of the hour, the absolute Chad of this community, is coming in from Porno Viagra. Welcome into the stream. Great to have you guys here. Len is chiming in. 20 people were ahead of us at our poll at 10 a.m. Lots of folks voting early.
That is awesome.
Glad to hear that. Mike Freedom Honey, speak of the devil, he will appear. Mike Freedom Honey in from Beaver County. Welcome in. Shout out to the Beaver County Militia. Kenzie Kraken coming in from Airdrie. We got Cole coming in from North Carolina. America. He's coming in from North Carolina. We love that state. A wonderful state. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. We got Captain Calgary from Edmonton. No, he's coming in from Calgary. I know I always make that joke, but I love it. Canadian guy from Scarborough. Lee's coming in from Leduc. We got Brad Griffiths coming in from Brighton, Ontario. Welcome in. Louis coming in from Calgary. Elizabeth from Nova Scotia. We've got Marianne coming in from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. Cassidy Ireland. Oh, Cassidy Ireland coming in from Ottawa. And for the first time, welcome into the stream. Welcome to the Fringe. It's great to have you here. Love seeing new people in here. Hud from Toronto, Ontario is coming in, ready to bring it home. We've got Danny coming in from Edmonton. Welcome in. We've got Justin coming in from Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. Welcome in. Raging Against the Machine. I'm a virgin. No, you're not. Come on. Come on. Welcome back into the stream. We got Jenny from Whitby, Ontario. We got Major Hydraulic coming in from Newfoundland. We got Luca joining us from Burnaby, BC. Luca, I got a great story to share with you coming up, particularly Luca and a lot of the nerds on this channel, so stay tuned. David Warner's coming in from High River. We've got A604 from BC. Andrew's coming in from Medicine Hat and voted today. Good job. Keith coming in from Elkhorn. We got Chris from Tirana. John coming in from Montreal, Quebec. Welcome in. We got all sorts from Scarberia. We got Mike St. John from the Greater Sudbury, Ontario. What else do we got here? Jay Peterson. Hey, everyone from Spruce Grove. Never heard of that town. Have you heard of that place?
No, I haven't. I hear it's beautiful, though.
I hear there's a couple of assholes that live there.
New.
They stream on YouTube. Welcome into the stream. We got Car Ramrod coming in from Peterborough, Ontario. Just me coming in from Florida. Good old Gavin Newsom state. We love Florida. We love it. It's great. I live in Florida at Mar-a-Lago. It's a great place. Come on in. play some golf. Welcome into the stream. We got Annetta Vicky's coming in from Toronto, Ontario. Welcome in. We got Pete from Pemmican, North Dakota, America. We got Red coming in from New Brunswick. We got Mike TV Dub reporting in from Winnipeg, and my liberal district will go conservative. I sure hope so. The good old whoo, Ric Flair, welcome into the stream. Yeah. Janet coming in near Belleville. How near Belleville? Is it like across the street? How close are you? But welcome in. Hills News Reporter created the fight. Yes, we saw that on the video. Go watch the video. That video got crushed today. Go and watch it. We need the views. Go check it out. Mrs. Fringe is tapping me. We got to get past the roll call. I'm slowing it down. Gilles with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's chiming in the roll call. A lot of people hate it. I love it. I think it's great. Designer hugs. How designer are they? Are they soft? $2 super chat. They only provide pencils at the polls. Bring pens. You know, a lot of people were yelling at us today on social media for saying bring pens to the polls, which tells you they're desperate. It's funny. Let's get caught up in the chat. Let's get caught up. Ingrid Stewart with the $2 super chat. Hey guys, it's Ingrid and Charlie from Okotoks. Welcome in. Favorite mod named Ingrid, by the way. And then Vicky's with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. So much, you guys. You guys are so generous. Canadian guy, $5 super chat. I'm surprised Pierre didn't pull a Joe Biden and say, will you shut up, man, to Jagmeet Singh. Right? Pierre was very, very poised last night. He looked like a leader.
Very professional. Very
absolutely amazing. Looked like a leader. He was fabulous. I thought he was
such a great speaker.
Pierre rocking the house.
Carney just got more and more mad. It was wonderful.
Look at this. The very gorgeous Marika putting out a $5 super chat. I voted today for Blue for freedom. Too big to rig. She's amazing. She likes Trump. I know that for a fact. She tells me all the time. I love Donald Trump. He's fabulous. I like him. Thank you for the super chat, America. I appreciate it. Kafifi. James Jackson becoming a new member of the Patriots Club. Welcome to the Patriots Club. You are now in our draw for tonight and all of our draws for as long as you remember.
Are we redrawing for the signed book?
If I said Cassie Lynn, I think it's Carrie Lynn. If Carrie Lynn is in the stream, or if anybody sees Carrie Lynn come in here before the end of the stream, let her know she's won an autographed copy.
One last chance
of our canceled, or not canceled, but our no longer limited run availability book. If she doesn't chime in before the end of the stream, we're redrawing tonight, folks. So we could be technically doing 2 draws
maybe
here on the stream. Let's get into the fun part of the stream.
Yeah, everybody's.
Let's do it. Everybody's desperate. Everybody's waiting.
Yeah, they're like me.
They're being so patient. Or should I just ramble for another 20 minutes? Maybe I should just sit here and chat.
Everybody loves when you ramble.
Everybody made me suffer last night with their super chats. Maybe I should.
It was wonderful.
It was worth it for Tamara. Thank you to everybody who did that.
Wonderful support.
Let's get on with the memes, shall we? But first, some honorable mentions. Jenny with a $2 super chat. Mr. Burns got angry. Smithers was missing. Thank you for the $2 super chat. We got Canadian guy. After the French debate, Carney needs to binge watch Telefrancais. That's nightmare fuel. Let's not talk about that. North 49 RC. Welcome, Patriots. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Reg Porter gifting 5 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Welcome to all 5 of our new Patriot members. You guys are all in the draw now. Welcome and bienvenue. Let's get on to the memes. I like this one. I really like this one. It's great. Welcome to Alberta, Wild Rose County. Leave your bullshit Ontario and Quebec ideas behind.
Yes.
They need to make this sign at the border. I sincerely think they do.
I bet you somebody would put that out there.
Marty up north tweeted this out. He shared this out, and he got yelled at by a lot of people who said, "Hey, I'm from Ontario," and he says, "Well, if it offends you, then clearly it's the right sign."
I love that.
I mean, if you didn't have any bad values, then, well, we wouldn't have to joke about it.
It won't take long before somebody does.
That's not to say everybody in Ontario has bad values.
Not
but
at all.
There's a little bit of a reputation there, especially Toronto. Matt the electrician, $2 super chat. Voted con today in Etobicoke, Lakeshore. I'm just going to say Lakeshore. I can't. I can't pronounce that.
Could you imagine living there and you would have no idea how
I'd be like,
say
I just live here. That's all I'd say. I'm part of Lakeshore County. That's what I'd tell people. I like this Alberta one. Let's move on to the next one. If you're a fan of collectibles, if you're a fan of buying toys like the Fringe, you're not going to want to miss out on this new one. But first, I got to get a Smokeless Choice, $5 super chat. Jagmeet says he's against racism and Islamophobia, but says absolutely nothing about Christian phobia with what a spineless coward.
Oh, 100%
wholeheartedly agree. Jagmeet is going down. Guys, he's retiring. He's done. He's not even going to win his seat.
No.
I almost wish he'd stick around just for the lulls. But we don't want
He
him
is funny, thinking that he can actually become prime minister.
If you're a collector of toys like the good old Fringe, you're not going to want to miss out on this good old Karen doll that came out, this Karen action figure. She comes with her cat, some Cookie Monster pajama pants that look like are being eaten by her groin, as well as McDonald's and good old rainbow flag with her blue hair. I was talking to Mrs. Fringe about this the other day, and I said, isn't it funny that when you see people with the purple or blue hair like this, it's almost like saying, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You're not going to enjoy having a conversation with me. It's basically a badge telling me you're not worth my time. I just, every time I see this, I'm just like, no, of course she's wearing the elbows up shirt. Somebody said that at the mall today. I almost hit them with a brick.
I know, you were like, who said that?
Why? I don't know if they knew that I was the Fringe or what, but they walked past us and said elbows up, and I was ready to just, what did you say? But anyways, that's woke Edmonton for you. Woke Edmonton. Let's go. I like this one. This one was shared out all over social media. Please do not draw dick pics in your ballot paper. Last time he got in. I really like this one.
That's a good one.
This needs to be on a t-shirt.
It needs to be
with a picture of Trudeau below
every
it.
voting station.
It's oh my goodness, I like that one. Now, on to the debate memes. Let's get to the debate memes, because the debate memes have been coming out. They're great. Canadian guy, $5 super chat. That Karen doll looks like the female version of Fat Bastard. Hey, wait a minute. That hurts my feelings. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Pat Burt with the $13.99 super chat. At the French debate, the WAA Palestine's protest.
There was Palestine protest, but at the English debate,
they were not there. Make you think who's paying them to protest. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't question anything like that these days for conspiracy or not. If it sounds like it gets too good to be true, I always say just wait. It probably isn't.
Right.
And it'll come true.
Yeah.
Daryl Watson with the $7 super chat. Happy Easter from Norman Wells, Northwest Territories.
Happy Easter to you as well.
Happy to you as well. And thank you for coming in and joining us. Let's get on to the debate memes. If you watched the French debates, we already said Pierre won, hands down. Take a look at this one. Facts. Pierre and bonjour. Bonjour.
I love that.
Oh, this meme is hilarious. I absolutely love it. Radio Reaction. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this. He's got a YouTube channel.
He does. You should check it out.
You should check it out. Don't check him out. I'm going to say don't tonight just to get him. No, go and check him out. Glad you survived last night. We voted today, both me and Mrs. Reaction. I'm glad to hear that.
Awesome.
Thank you for getting out and doing your part and voting. Welcome into the stream. Go give Radio Reaction some love, guys. MEDW, $10 super chat. Pierre won last night. Carney was a drooler, as was Singh. Blanchette did a good job. I agree.
Yes.
The post-debate media scrum should never have been canceled due to one MSM crybaby who needs anger management.
The only thing that really annoyed me about Blanchette last night was that he kept saying Canada and Quebec.
Well, that's him. That's Quebec. That's the block. That's the way they're always going to be. Justin with the $2 supplement. Justice for Tamara and Chris. I wholeheartedly agree. Mike St. John becoming a member for 2 months. Went to vote today at a local polling station, and it was an hour wait with a bunch of younger folk there. Voted Conservative. Go Pierre, go.
That is
Thank
awesome.
God. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome back to the Patriots Club. Let's continue these memes. We're going to get into all the polls tonight, guys, and why Carney's finished. But let's get on with more memes. I like this one. Let's make Canada net zero emissions. Let's eliminate this effing carbon footprint once and for all. Yes. I can't promote this more than ever. The skid mark has to go. Has to go. I love this. Love this meme. This one, my pronouns are I mean,
I love
he was making that clear throughout the debate.
Oh. Yeah, you didn't have the French translator taking that out for him, but even the French translator was putting the ums and ahs in his speech under the French one.
Do I have that in here? I don't have it in here. Somebody sent me, there's me with a Carney Somebody sent me a screenshot saying that their wife speaks fluent French and said that the French translator was actually changing Mark Carney's answers from what he was saying onto the English translation.
Yeah.
I'll pull that up. I'll pull that up because I'm pretty sure I've got that on here. I like this one. Caveman Carney has some important information for all Canadians. I mean, kind of the same as the last one. Rye saying, how do you get the memberships? Go down below the video. If you've already subscribed, there will be a button that says join. That's how you join the Patriots
If you're
Club.
looking for one of the free given out ones, it's completely random.
It's random, but I think you have to have your account set to accept donated memberships or free memberships. Hopefully somebody in the chat can explain how that works. I've never had to deal with it because I don't have it set on mine. Canadian guy, $5 super chat. Carney botching the pipeline name is like Biden thinking he's a black woman. Senile. Absolutely. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I like this one. In the war room before the debates, blame Harper, security clearance, PP equals Trump. I mean, I love that one. Lastly, we watched both debates. We watched the English debate. We watched the French debate. This, while it's considered a meme, couldn't be any more true. Get in, loser. We're going to bring it home. I mean, this is the end, folks. We're at the precipice of getting our freedom back. We're going to get our country back. We're going to unleash.
We're what, 11 days and counting? No, 10 days
10 days and counting. We're going to unleash our economic potential. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great, folks. We're going to unleash our economic potential in this country. We're going to tell Donald Trump that we want to trade with him, but he's going to have to come to the table and be reasonable. Pierre's going to go in there and put his balls on the table and say, look at these. Look at these next to my big pee-pee. I want to talk negotiations.
And Trump will say Danielle's are bigger.
Danielle Smith's are a little bit larger. However, I'm prepared to talk a deal. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get our country back. Canadian guy, $2 super chat. Bill Cosby speaks better than Carney.
Yes.
You put the zippity zappity in the bibbity bobbity. Francis O'Connor, the $5 super chat, would vote for Conservative, but since the candidate was removed for suspicious reason, I'll vote block to block the Liberals. Well, however you want to vote.
Yeah.
I've always said on this channel, I won't tell you how to vote. All I'm going to tell you is that if you're voting Liberal, get out. That's where I draw the line. That is where we draw the line on this channel. Matt the Electrician, $2 super chat. Pierre's balls for PM. There you go.
How does that work if there's no Conservative running for that area? Shouldn't there have to be?
I don't really know. You stumped me. I don't know. I want to cover this because we've been talking about the polls. We've been talking about the lineups. Eva Chipia, good friend of the channel, good friend of mine, putting, oh my God, this is awesome. Mark Nixon tweeting out, record-breaking turnout, advanced polling, voting lines were massive across Canada. People are done waiting. People are done being ignored. Done with the status quo. This is what voting for change looks like. Long lines at the polling stations as Canadian turn up for advanced voting.
Worth the wait.
It's worth the wait. This is where you know people aren't voting for the Liberals.
Yep. They're done. They need a change. They want to be able to afford groceries and a heating bill.
Nobody voting for Liberals goes this early.
Nope.
Nobody wastes their time like this, except boomers. Shout out to our boomer community. There's a few things I want to cover here because I've got them in the bookmarks. Good old RPN Entertainment. We were talking about this earlier in the stream, but RPN's got a great channel. I've always told people, go and follow RPN because he doesn't have a lot of subscribers yet, but he puts out some great AI style videos. Francis O'Connor becoming a new member of the Patriots Club. Welcome to the Patriots Club. Thank you very much. Carney with the $5 super chat. Is everyone ready for a party April 28th? We need to celebrate. We'll be live streaming here. I won't be drinking, but we will definitely
You need to be sober for
we will
birthday.
be celebrating. Let's take a look at what RPN put out. All the ums and ahs of Mark Carney. Here we go. Let's go.
Okay. Mark Carney. That I area where hunters.
I'm not even gonna play the whole thing because it goes on for 1 minute and 39 seconds. That's a lot of ums and ahs. Go subscribe to RPN Entertainment on YouTube. Great channel. He's got great stuff. Can't recommend them enough. $5 or becoming a member for 4 months, saved by grace. I did not tell my son who to vote for, but I said if he votes communists, he can pack up his shit and get out of my house. Thank you for becoming a member. That's a good
hope
one.
you didn't.
Ollie B with a $2 super chat. Do a Trump impersonation with the hand mannerisms.
He does every time.
I do it, but the camera doesn't always get it. Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't always
I get the
it.
privilege of seeing it.
You guys want to make sure I'm getting the hand mannerisms in here. That's okay. I'll get rid of the super chat so you guys can see it. I get the hand mannerisms in here perfectly. Okay, I always do it, even if you can't see it. It's happening in the background.
Always is hilarious.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. You are not fake news. Thank you very much for the super chat. Let's get caught up with the chat.
That kills me.
Let's get caught up with the chat. Some other, I know scrolling through the bookmarks is hard to see. Peter Mansbridge. You guys remember Peter Mansbridge? I remember. Peter Mansbridge came in to talk about Pierre Poilievre and his debate performance. Said it has been his best campaign moment so far. Take a look at this.
Was that it was Poilievre's best moment so far in the campaign. He wasn't the aggressive, hammer him hard Poilievre, but he was still getting his points across that he hammers away at. He just seemed he seemed to be in good shape last night. What that does for him at this point in the campaign, I don't know. Carney looked like Carney.
Carney looked like Carney.
Things we already knew.
This is back when the CBC had credibility.
Yeah.
Jenny, $2 super chat. I want to see the NDP go minivan status. Bye-bye. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. Canadian guy, $2 super chat. Poilievre is Tony the Tiger. He's great. He's great. No, I can't do that very well. Doc, like $1.99 super chat. You have small hands. Thanks, I guess. I don't get many complaints about them, I'll tell you that.
No.
Jay Peterson, $10 super chat. 139 of ums, ahs, and close the gap the time that Singh was wait. Ums and ah closes the gap on the time that Singh was claiming. Absolutely it does. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Peter Mansbridge, it was good to see him, and it was good to see him chiming in. It was good to see him chiming in. Pierre Poilievre's got a little bit of trouble at the polls. I want to put out this tweet that the pleb showed. There are 90 candidates running against Pierre Poilievre in this election in his riding. This is the ballot in Pierre Poilievre's riding. 90 candidates are running against Pierre. This is so bloody absurd.
That's ridiculous.
Is it actually 90? Somebody said it was 26. But in order to run in a riding, look at this. This is legit. This isn't fake. This isn't fake. This is...
Isn't it illegal to take a picture of this?
I mean, technically it is, but this is, it only takes 25 urban signatures or 50 municipal to be a candidate. Or maybe it's 50 urban, 100 municipal.
That is
Either
ridiculous.
way. Either way. Francis O'Connor saying it's 91, I think. That's insane. It's insane that they would allow this. Just to cause confusion in Pierre's riding. You know darn well people are going to find Pierre no matter what on that ballot.
Oh.
They're voting for Pierre. Doc Luke with a $4.99 super chat. The small hands reference refers to Donald Trump in 2016. I know.
I didn't know that.
It does. I know. I was just making a joke. I appreciate it. This is
ridiculous.
This is disgusting.
Too many.
This is disgusting.
It's a ploy.
I want to showcase what happened because this is where I say Mark Carney lost the debate last night. Mark Carney not only lost the debate, he lost the election. This is the moment he lost the election. I know a lot of people got reservations about Viva because Viva moved out of Canada. Viva took off. Whatever. I like David.
Great guy.
We're friends behind the scenes. I've talked with Viva many times. He's a great guy, good friend. So please don't say anything nasty against Viva. If you got negative opinions, just keep them to yourself. I want to showcase because I didn't want to go digging through the debate looking for the clip. But Viva had a really good remark during his stream. I'm going to show the clip of where Mark Carney lost the election. Carney, $10 super chat. It's not illegal. It's a protest against elections Canada. Marty did a story on this. It just happens to be Pierre's riding. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Here's the clip from Viva's stream. And I liked the title of his video. I liked it. That's why I want to show this. He titles it, "The Exact Moment That WEF 3 Passport Carrying Globalist Whore Mark Carney Lost the Election." Let's take a look.
Mr. Carney, but if I could begin by setting the stage. The choice in this election is, after a lost Liberal decade of rising cost and crime and a falling economy under America's thumb, do we want to elect them to a 4th term?
Under the Liberals' thumb.
Do we want to change so that you can afford food and homes, change so that you can be safe on your street and change so that your paycheck grows faster than your cost of living?
Inflation?
Change with a new conservative government.
Did you just say
Because Mr.
America
Carney has not changed.
and not liberals?
Mr. Carney, in 2020, it was recorded, you began advising Justin Trudeau.
Oh, there you go.
It's on the Liberal Party website today that you are Justin Trudeau's economic advisor. They might want to update your website on that.
Clip it.
On June 3rd of
Look at Carney's face.
2021,
He actually just looked to the side.
you said
Clip it.
that inflation would be a sign of economic progress.
Now, I just want to cut in for a second here. I want to cut in because he actually does look to the side. And a lot of people were saying he was giving motions. He was stepping back from the podium, scratching his chin. He was giving motions to Jagmeet every time he wanted Jagmeet to interrupt.
Yeah, they did a nod together at one point too during.
So people pointed out a nod that was done between the two of them. But Pierre stole the show here. Justin Brown, $6.99 super chat. You can thank Karina Gold for not fighting the court decision, removing the election fee from the process. Thank you for your work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's continue with the clip.
And you advised governments, including Justin Trudeau's, your Liberal government, to print money, which led to the worst inflation crisis in a generation. Now, that means that mothers went to bed with empty fridges and empty bank accounts, worried how they'd feed their kids, that seniors worried they'd be evicted from their homes, that young people believed they'd never be able to own a home in the first place. Now, in retrospect, you look back on the Liberal decisions that you advised Justin Trudeau to take. Will you look at the camera in the eye and apologize to the many people who suffered as a result of the inflationary policies that you advised Justin Trudeau to implement?
Yes.
Hang on. Is there a troll already in here? I hope not. I got to pull up this. Mr. Poilievre, why won't you... Oh, hang on. Why won't you stand up for Canadians and come out against members of your party hawking MAGA merchandise? Well, you're either a troll or you're ill-informed. Those were Mark Carney's people that were hawking MAGA merchandise at Pierre's events, claiming to be conservative. In fact, journalists wrote an article about how they were bragging in a bar afterwards that they sabotaged Pierre's election.
Yeah.
So if anybody's going to believe that nonsense, I mean, come on. You either missed the story. Okay, somebody's saying nope. CTV asked him. Well, because CTV is so credible. CTV is very credible. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't be retarded.
I said earlier.
This is
but
the
I'm gonna
moment.
Say it again.
This is the moment.
I know you want to be running against Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau isn't here.
Are you denying
I
you
am
were his
here.
economic advisor?
I did not provide any of that advice. I did not provide any of that
It's
advice.
on the Liberal Party
I'm
website.
sorry. Well,
Are you accusing your
This
Liberal
is it.
Party
The-
of
the ele-
lying
this is the
about
election
your
moment
role?
right now,
It
by the
says
way.
today you can
This
go to the
is-
Liberal Party website now, and it says that you
I
were
think
Justin
what you-
Trudeau's
what- the
economic
way
This
you-
advisor.
is
the way
the
you
moment
judge.
of the election.
the way you judge someone, in my view, is how they act. What they do when they have responsibility.
Holy
Twice
shit,
I was
people.
a central bank governor.
This is it.
And in both cases,
Time
if
stamp
I
it if you want
may,
without the
in
commentary.
both cases when I was
Carney's
responsible
done.
for inflation was less than 2%.
Are you telling me to look inside myself? Are you really pulling that line in here? Come on. You know why he didn't answer? He doesn't have to.
No.
It's already been talked about. It's already been dealt with. He doesn't want to kick up any more dust. Give me a break. Come on.
I'll add that when I was here responsible for the Bank of
shit.
Canada,
Did you
inflation
see
was less
Carney's
than
face?
2%. Our dollar was at parity. That is the kind of success that I can deliver for this country coming out of this crisis. And what is at stake here? What is at stake here? What is at stake here?
Trudeau that gave us the worst inflation that we have had in a generation, because the policies that you implemented and those of the MPs that are still in your ministry
to the
fellow Canadians
crisis, which
the last 10 years has been about the Liberals. The next 10 years should be about you.
And that's time.
Holy crab apples, people. You can step down and click that. That's the moment of the debate.
Myself a question.
I'm going to go check the markets right now.
Actually, I'm going to ask
just
a question,
shat his pants.
which
I mean, Viva's got it. This is the moment.
Drop.
This is the moment that Mark Carney lost the election. He should look inside himself. Rosemary. It's over for Mark Carney. Anybody voting Liberal at this point is just either stupid or they're wrapped up in their own nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And I say that with all due respect. I can't find one decent reason, one validated reason that the Liberals deserve a vote. Master Snatch saying free speech is very important to me. It's important to all of us.
Why are they having you use pencil at voting stations and not a pen?
Well, it's always been pencils because they're cheaper. It's
easier to erase and fix.
Here's Rich saying he has no platform. Orange Man bad. That's it.
Yeah.
If you go on one of their channels, would they determine you were spewing lies? So, of course they would.
Oh, 100%.
Of course they would. Here's the thing. Look, I blocked the guy because he was in here to stir up trouble. That was a troll. Look, I'm all for free speech. I'm all for people saying, I don't like this, or I heard that, or this is what's going on. The MAGA stuff's already been debunked. We talked about the plants at his rallies, or at least the people we believe to be plants that are there just to stir up trouble. That's why CBC's been reporting at his rallies, so they can get the clips, so they can put it on their propaganda network. And if you're going to come back at me, it's one thing to come back and say, look, I feel that this is more this way or that way. That's one thing. But when you come back telling me CTV said it, I'm sorry. Because, CTV is the epitome of journalism in this country. They've never lied to us, have they?
Ever.
Have they? They don't get any money from the government whatsoever. I don't have any issues with people who want to express their political opinions. I don't have any issues with people who want to be decent. But if you're going to come in and say, nope, CTV said it, Orange Man bad, I'm not dealing with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll do it live. Cabron Tax Carson gifting 10 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much for your contribution. That's amazing. Welcome to all 10 of our new members. Kenzie Kraken saying you can take your own pencil or pen as per Elections Canada.
Can I leave it there for other people to use?
I will be taking a pen. I'll be taking a pen because I just want to ensure there's nothing that can be done to my ballot.
My vote to...
I want it to count. That's just for my own personal security. That's like if you're going to yell at people who want to take a pen for their ballots when it's their God-given right, it's like telling somebody they're wrong for locking their door at night or for putting in a security system in their house. It's peace of mind. People want to make sure that what they do is covered, it's protected, and it's doing what it was supposed to do. There's nothing wrong with protecting your vote. If it gives you peace of mind, do it. It's black pen only, people are saying, then take a black pen. Carnage, $2 super chat. Black pen is the hardest color to change. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Piolo Adawan with $5 super chat. What's your opinion about the unions sending letters and emails to their members trying to influence how they vote? I just got one from my union. So I've talked about that to great extent, actually, on the channel. We talked about that in the provincial elections because that's part of the reason in Edmonton you see so many NDP voters. Rachel Notley's husband is tied or was tied directly to QP, which is all the union workers for the teachers unions, the medical, everything in Alberta. So they influence and say, look, if you vote NDP, you're going to get your raises, you're going to get funded, you're going to get your resources, you're going to get everything you need. Do it for the union. I think it's election interference. I think it's another form of election interference. Unions should have no stake in an election. They should not have the right to do that.
No.
I think that actual election interference like that should be listed as a crime.
Yep.
The fact that nobody did anything to Rachel Notley or her connection with her husband and said it's perfectly fine. They said they didn't interfere. Oh, so that makes it okay, right? Elections need a serious overhaul in this country. Serious overhaul. Will with a $2 super chat. PP is going to win massive against Mark Carney. I think the early voting. YouTube keeps cutting me off your stream. I'm sorry to hear that. Keep it on.
I saw Rachel Notley looks like a plucked bird.
I mean, she does. She does. Kyle Thompson, $10 super chat. My union in Winnipeg, Unifor, asked if I was voting NDP. I was like, absolutely not. Already voted Conservative. Good for you.
They shouldn't have a right to tell you or ask who you're voting for.
I would remind them that whether we see it as or not, we live in a democracy. And that when you pay your taxes as a tax-paying Canadian citizen, you have the right to cast your ballot. You have the right to vote for who you choose, because this is not a dictatorship. It's a democracy. And if they were to give you a hard time at your job, or say that you're going to go under review, or that they're going to give you a shit job, or you're not going to get your raise, that's extortion.
Yeah.
And I would file grievance with my union heads.
But it's nobody's business.
It's
you
nobody's.
Shouldn't have to share that information.
Nobody's business. This is where I say that things need to get back and change in this country. People need to start telling people it's none of your damn business.
Yeah.
Piss off. If I was in a union, God help me if I was, I'd be fired. I'd be fired pretty quick. But if I were in a union and they said, who are you voting for? I'd say, it's a great new candidate. It's called Nunya. None ya damn business. Piss off. And if they tried to say, well, we'd really appreciate it, I'd say, well, I'd really appreciate a $50,000 a year raise.
Yeah.
But it's not in the cards, is it?
A company truck.
Go push your propaganda somewhere else. Canadian guy, $5 super chat. It's Pierre versus two Disney villains. Carney, Frollo, and Jagmeet.
Jafar. Yes.
Jagmeet doesn't have the presence of Jafar.
Oh, he looked so pretty last night.
Jafar was at least a tactician. This guy, Jagmeet, I think, has people who tie his shoes for him.
He's just a big child, really.
Corey Evans, $5 super chat. I voted today and used their pencil, but went over the X 10 times.
Good. Yes.
I made sure an indent was in the ballot.
Yes.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job. Somebody's saying, can they legally ask you that question?
They shouldn't be able to.
I wouldn't think so.
But I don't think it's
I've never worked for a union.
In a clause.
I've never worked for a union. I hate unions. I despise them. So I would never work at a job with a union.
No.
I used to work for a company called Loomis back in the day, armored car company.
But it's not like bringing up sex and age and all of that stuff that is illegal for them to talk about or ask.
When I worked for Loomis, as soon as I found out it was a union-based job, I quit.
Yeah.
I can't work for a union. I refuse. Phoebe Long, chiming in pink turban. What does that tell you? Well, why don't you tell me what it tells you?
He was pretty.
Because relevant traveler
they cannot,
saying
they should
no, they cannot.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be. I'd be going to my union head if that was the case and saying, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
What do you think about this? And if they weren't going to do anything about it, I don't know where you go after that, but I'd go to a higher power after that. And I'd be telling them, you have no business asking who I'm voting for. You have no business trying to influence who I'm voting for. It makes me feel like I'm being extorted. That's what I would say. Put a little shiver in their boots that you might talk to a lawyer and tell them I feel like I'm being extorted because I work here. That if I don't vote the way you want me to vote when you ask, I might lose my job, or I might get demoted, or I might not get a raise. Make them sweat if they're going to do that shit. And saying the union cannot tell you who to vote for or ask you who you voted for, same as they cannot ask you what your hourly wage is. There you go. Carney, $2 super chat. Jar Jar Singh.
Oh, he was very talkative like that. Very interruptive last night.
Misa want dental care.
Oh.
Misa want to make sure Mark Carney stay in office.
Okay, that was good.
Oh, that would be terrible. Mark Carney wants his precious. While Pierre is standing on the bridge saying, "You shall not pass." It's going to be great. Rich is saying Singh is done. I couldn't agree more. Misa not getting enough time to talk.
Oh, he wanted the whole time to talk. To keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again. It drove me crazy.
Politicians be saying Misa's so stupid.
Oh, and every time he interrupted, it was just shut up. And he only ever interrupted Pierre.
Smokeless Choice in the $5 super chat. Boomers that are voting for the Liberals have nothing to worry about because their cars and houses are all paid off while enjoying a cushy retirement. You know, it's funny. My old man used to say to me, like, oh, I don't understand why it's so hard to save up for a house.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can't just work your way up through a company and get promoted from within.
Because they don't do that anymore.
Well, I told him, I said, well, first off, your generation destroyed the housing industry. Second of all, you can't just work your way up for a country anymore because you guys pandered to people coming in here with open borders. And now I have to fight. I have to go up against Abdul Jabbar.
Well, and sometimes the only way to get an increase in your pay through these companies is to go to a new company.
I have to fight Prajit for his job. I can't get a job because they come into the country and say they're willing to work for 30% less of what everybody else is making. I'm being undercut by immigrants. And then I always tell the boomer generation that thinks like that watch the mainstream media, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, you're screwed. You've been poisoned by a system that's no longer relevant, that doesn't work for us. You live in a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Now, the boomer generation also went through the 1980s and the market crash, and you would think
sold houses for $1, like the middle of the night moves.
You would think that would have set them straight for shenanigans from the government, but it didn't.
No, because a lot of them were just happy to be able to afford a home again.
Frank with a $5 super chat. I take CBC's outburst as a good sign. Like maybe they know the polls aren't what they are reporting. Absolutely, they do.
Of course they know.
Look, when you see guys like the Hill journalist losing his mind last night, and CBC, Rosemary Barton was talking about, well, should we pull it up? Maybe we pull it up. maybe I'm not going to speak for Rosemary Barton. Maybe we allow Rosemary to look inside herself and tell us really what happened. Poor Rosemary. She was traumatized if you guys missed it last night. Poor Rosemary. They know they're getting mad because their jobs are on the line. They know they're losing their jobs in 2 weeks. The CBC is going to be defunded and their expensive jobs are no longer going to be here. Cat Canada tweeting out, post-debate CBC panel still whining about the presence of independent outlets at the debate. Barton and Cochrane go off on a whiny tangent about how Rebel News was accredited by the commission. Cochrane bangs his desk with his hand for emphasis. Now, I got this clip. If you see the watermark here, in fact, let's make this larger before we get into this, because I'm sure CBC will say that I'm stealing their content again. Rebel News has a watermark on this video. So I took this from Rebel News CBC before you start coming in with your shenanigans. Let's go.
There are, just so people understand, there are a series of police officers stationed behind us to make sure that we remain safe and that the media get out safely. They were not altercations between journalists inside the media room, and there was no altercation between journalists that happened on David's set. These were right-wing people that publish their own agenda and websites who confronted journalists inside the media center, who confronted David on his set, who directly and personally confronted me inside the media center. These are people that the commission decided to accredit, and that is where we are now. The situation deteriorated quickly in terms of how those people were behaving inside a professional media center where you were supposed to be doing your job. And that has left us with no scrums and a strange security situation on a night where we should be focused on the things that you want to ask us about.
So what's funny about that is I'm sure she'll blame the Russians. But what's funny,
her even say
they act so entitled. The problem was entitlement.
They were the ones that started it.
They act entitled and say, oh, we should have had all the questions because we're the government's mouthpiece. We're the propaganda. The questions that were asked were some of the best questions that have been asked. Like, how many genders are there? Should women be allowed to participate in, or should men be allowed to participate in women's sports?
People actually want to hear the answers to.
I mean, it was great to see Mark Carney sweat, but I do agree with Mike Freedom Honey. Was this a setup? Did they allow Rebel News those 4 questions so that they could behave like this and cause the scrum to be canceled, so that if Mark Carney wins the election, this is the end of independent media. This is how they get censorship, by saying, look what they did when you allowed them in.
They knew CBC was going to act like children in the
Well, of course
media
they
room?
do. Their jobs are on the line. First Canadian guy with $2 super chat. Boy, I tell you what, CBC is about to do a Hank Hill. They sell propaganda and propaganda accessories. I can't do a Hank Hill.
No, you can't.
Gee, a little bear house with 5 unacceptable fringe gifted memberships to the Patriots Club as well. Thank you so much for that, guys. You guys are great. Dang it,
Them
Bobby.
acting like they need security because Rebel's going to come after them.
Poor Ezra Levant's going to just topple them.
Yeah.
Right? Look inside yourself, Rosemary. Look inside look inside yourself. Here's a clip we didn't even get on the video from last night. Check this out. Ezra Levant still got it afterwards. It's all kicked off again. This time it's journalist Ethan Cox calling out Rebel News. Take a look at this.
So I don't think that Keane Bexty is independent of you. I don't believe that.
We don't have 13 people here, we have 5 people here, which is much less than the CBC. You've got to control your emotions. I know you don't like me or Rebel News, and that's okay. But what I don't like, Ezra, is you preventing us from being able to ask questions on behalf of the public. How have I done that? You created a circus here. Before this debate started, you created a security incident. You created a security incident before this debate started. When you got into a screaming match with people before this debate started, and that's the justification.
So with people saying the volume's low, that's because Ezra wasn't on a mic. But I love how David Menzies just kind of swooped in, and got the camera in on Ezra. Essentially, what Ezra had said was, look, the argument was that they were saying Keane Bexty, not like it matters. I don't think Keane Bexty is independent of you. He had the counter signal, and now he's with Juno News. So what do you want to talk about here? That's not Rebel.
Yeah.
That's not a part of Rebel. That's a different LLC. So who cares? This is where we are. This is the clown world we live in.
They start the fight and then blame everybody else for the fight.
Nobody's worried about who's running the country. Nobody's worried about the fact that we haven't had our government in power or working since.
We're more worried about who gets to ask the questions.
Our government hasn't actually technically done anything in almost a year. Almost a year, because they broke for summer. They came back for a week and a half, and now we're here. Like, is nobody else worried that we've almost gone a year without the government? Here's my biggest question. What do we need the government for if the country can run this long without them? What do we need the government for? Why are they getting all this money? Why do they tax us to death? What is it that we're doing for them? What have they done for us lately? I don't understand. I don't get it. These are jealous, salty children who are mad. I didn't get to ask my question. Open the door. They're retarded. They're mad because they didn't get to ask their questions. That's all this is. They were having a temper tantrum because, for once, the mainstream media was.
They were allowed in. First of all,
they were allowed in because Ezra threatened to sue them because they are journalists. They are allowed to. They're a press. They're a form of the press. Just because they're not funded by the government doesn't mean they can't get in there.
Too many questions.
They got too many questions. Too many questions. Arthur, okay, gifting 5 unacceptable fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. Welcome to all 5 of our new Patriots. You guys are all in the draw now for our merch giveaway at the end of the stream. So keep an eye out for that. Relevant Traveler, he's pulling my hair.
He looked at me wrong.
I'm telling my mom on you. I don't get it.
No,
I don't get it. Like, here, I think Rebel does a pretty good job, whether you love them or hate them. A lot of people say, well, I don't like how they pander for donations. Well, that's because they're not funded by the government. They don't get any government write-offs. They have to pay the bills. And Ezra has a pretty good organization, I think. I've never met Ezra in person, but I've met a number of people from Rebel News, and I think that they're great. I know Ezra checks out this channel from time to time. I know he's a big fan of Unacceptable Fringe's books. In fact, he's promoted them on his channel free of cost, by the way. He's done interviews with this channel free of cost and promoted our books He does a fantastic job with the
Well,
Democracy
they were the
Fund.
first real news.
They were the first real news in a long time.
Yeah.
I think I think like here it is up north of 49th. They're great. We need free press.
We do.
I love that they don't have their teeth in the bank accounts of the government.
Yeah.
They're not paid by the government. They don't get any subsidies, which means their bias.
News media should not have their hand in the government's pocket, though.
No. Here it is. Dirk saying Ezra's smart. He wants freedom.
Yeah.
I will say that time to time they do pour it on a little thick with some topics.
I don't agree with everything.
I don't agree with everything, but I still think they're a good outlet. I still think they do great work.
It's nice to be able to go somewhere for real news.
Carney with a $5 super chat. 1,000 likes for membership giveaways.
Oh,
LFG.
let's get there.
Can you guys hit that like button down below if you haven't yet? Hit it. It's free.
It's free.
Helps the channel. Get on it, guys. Let's do some giveaways. Thank you so much for that offer. Denny with a $6.99 super chat. CBC equals crybaby clowns.
I love that. Yeah.
Love it. Jay Peterson, $10 super chat. Explain to me. Cabinet minister is rep for constituency and minister. 2 different jobs. Only 24 hours in a day. Which one are they half-assing? That's a good question. Again, that shouldn't be allowed. This was the same argument I had when I was going to dip my feet in the run for mayor of Calgary. Why is it that board members from NMAX, which is the monopolized utility company in Alberta, why is it that several members of the board from NMAX are allowed to sit on city council? That's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Yet the government has all of these loopholes, whether it's municipal, provincial, or federal, to allow corruption at all levels. Pigs at a trough, ladies and gentlemen. I've said it time and time again. This is why we need electoral reform. This is why we need reform in our government. If Pierre wins, I sure hope he shrinks the size of government exponentially.
Yep.
It needs to be done. Ingrid Stewart, $2 super chat. I love our family here. You're awesome. No, you're awesome. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Arthur, okay, $10 super chat. Derek and Tiffany, how are you doing? Got to say, Dragon Slayer's looking sharp as ever. You know, Arthur, I'm here. Don't I look good? This is the moneymaker here. This is what people come to see. Mrs. Fringe second. And then the machine.
Arthur is only here for the machine.
Just look at this face.
I thought you were flipping him off for a second there.
No, look at this face. This is $1 million face. You come here for this. People come here because they want to see this face. They want to see the hand signals, the gestures, doing the Trump. Thank you for the super chat. I'm just joking with you, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. You guys are great. You guys are great. I want to pull up this comment. Isn't that the left? They commit the crime and then whine and complain and blame everybody else for committing the crime. Well, yeah, that's typical behavior of the left. MEDW with $5 super chat. CBC needs a business plan, and that doesn't use taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And Pierre hasn't said that he's putting them out of business or
No.
shutting them down. It's just you can fend for yourselves.
Yeah.
You don't need government influence money.
They should run like every other media where they run on advertisements and all of that.
DMAC with a 2.79. I'm a poor boomer and voted for PP today.
Good for you.
Good. Murray saying Mrs. Fringe is better looking than you, Fringe. Well, I mean, no homo, but I'll take that because I mean, that's why I entered into the sacred bond of marriage with her. I don't know if you know this. Saved by Grace 2.79 super chat. Pierre should go a Fura Millet style. I don't know what that means, but sure. Thank you for the super chat. You'll forgive me if that's like a sports player or something, or like a fighter. I'm sorry if I don't know it. I will apologize.
You're a nerd.
But where's Marika? I wanted to get Marika here. CBC stealing our money when we all are struggling already.
Yeah.
Raging against the machine, saying stop funding them. Absolutely. Up north of 49th, unacceptable Fringe as a woman. Let me say, Derek, you look marvelous. Hot babe happening. There you go. See, if you guys get the Billy Crystal reference, you look marvelous. I think that was Saturday Night Live where he did that.
No idea.
Moneymaker. Never forget it. Okay, let's get back to politics. Brian saying USA Canada Stong. I stand on guard for
Strong. You
for
can't
the home
read.
of the brave.
He spelled it right.
It's okay. So you missed the plebs stream when this lady. Okay, for anybody who doesn't get the joke, there was a lady standing outside with a sign for Mark Carney, and it said Canada Stong, and the pleb was making fun of it because he said Canada Stong. What's that? And the lady's like, it's supposed to say strong, and he's like, but it says Stong, and it was pretty good. It was good. So we make the joke here, Canada Stong.
You know it's not a joke when you have to explain it, right? Just saying.
I'm letting people in that missed the pleb. I wasn't streaming, so yes, go and watch the pleb. If we're streaming, forget the pleb. Come over here. Come over here. Come to the Fringe.
Don't advertise other channels on my channel.
Don't no. The pleb saw that Canada Stong. There you go. At least I don't sound like a crazy person. Andrew with $5 super chat. Do you think the independent media from the left has a big of a YouTube presence as the independent media on the right? No, I don't.
No.
What do they have? Rachel Gilmore? I mean,
they think that their news is news.
I think they're about to get a rude wake up call. Although what's it? Hey, whoa! Hold on. Derek's OnlyFans channel is free. First off, it's not OnlyFans, it's only Fringe. And no, it's not free. There isn't one yet, but maybe one day. I don't know if YouTube ever dries up. Maybe I'll move to Only Fringe. We'll see. One of my dear friends was mentioning that, you know, when this election's over and PP gets in, the left are going to be like the rebellious YouTube channels. They're going to be the ones that come out saying, look at Pierre, look at what Pierre's doing. Look at all these people. We got to get rid of them, everybody. And all of a sudden we're the ones who are on top. We're the top dogs. So are we still going to have the presence that we have on this channel currently?
I would still come to you for news.
Are politics still going to be as important?
Definitely.
Are all 1,200 viewers in this live stream going to still come and watch the Fringe when this election's over and we're on top? Put a 1 in the chat if you're not going anywhere. If this is the cream of the crop.
I think after the mess that the government has put us through in the past 10 years, people are going to stay up to date on what the government is doing. They should be recalled for everything.
Arthur OK gifting 5 unacceptable Fringe memberships again to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much.
Did we hit the 1,000 likes yet?
Look at all those ones. We didn't hit 1,000 likes yet.
What are the ones for?
Get it in there, guys.
For me.
No, for people coming back here. Marco, $6.99 super chat. Apparently the advanced polling has huge weights. Does this favor or reinforce the change narrative or boomers getting out before their hips blow out? It reinforces the change.
Yes, people want to change. People want to get out there as fast as possible. They want this.
Look at this. 1 Stong. We got all the ones in the chats. We're gonna. What are we at? Xylo said at 800 and something likes. 812.
812.
812. We can get to 1,000, guys. Hit those thousands. Let's go. Look, we have to hold, regardless of what happens. There's going to be so many videos of the lefties blowing their tops. When Pierre's prime minister. We're going to have to keep making those videos.
It'll be like when Trump got into office the first time.
It's going to be the content's going to be so great, guys. It's going to be wonderful. I can't wait to do those fun videos. It's not going to be any more of, can you believe the scandals? Can you believe this? It's going to be, can you believe these guys crying and whining over here? Can you believe the temper tantrums? It's going to be great. But also,
we need to hold our government
accountable. We have to hold our government to account. The Fringe isn't going anywhere.
No.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I didn't hear no bell. I'm going to be staying here to make sure that you guys are getting all news. Even if Pierre says defund the CBC, no more government-funded media. We are the media now.
Yes.
So you wouldn't see CBC go into the sunset, walk off into the sunset when if Mark Carney won the election. I'm not going anywhere. Reg Porter, $5 super chat. Will independent media flourish or calm down with a conservative government? I think it's going to flourish. I think anybody who got interested in politics during this time is going to want to stay informed.
Everybody, you want to know what your government's doing. You don't want another mess and to wake up 4 years later and be like, what the hell happened?
I'm going to give people more cowbells, but I want to see 1,000 likes. Let's go.
Yeah. Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Andrew, the $5 super chat. Compared to 2021, how big was conservative independent media on YouTube grown since then? Significantly. A lot of it during the Freedom Convoy.
Yes.
A lot of it
But
was during the
even
Freedom
in the
Convoy.
past 4 years, it's grown a lot. There's always new.
Always new. Hey, Fringe, Carney always wears a pin on his lapel. It appears to be the Order of Canada, and yet he is not a recipient of that award. I was told it had to do with the UN.
Yeah.
Somebody said it was the UN pin. But what's funny is that Pierre was the only one wearing a Canadian flag. Did you guys notice that? He was the only representative up there wearing a Canadian flag because he wants to put Canada first. A lot of people called out Pierre and his emotional moment during the debate last night. That just showed his human side.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying from day one we need in this election. He needs to be relatable. The man loves his country. He cares about his country. People say, uniparty. That isn't the presence of a man with uniparty. That is a man who generally, is he going to always make us happy? No. Is he going to do everything?
Going to make you happy 100%?
He's not going to be perfect, but he's going to do the best he can. He's got good intentions. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
A Grooveyard 63 with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Put a message in there next time. I want to give you a shout out, but thank you for the $5 super chat. Cabron Tax Carson, $10 super chat. There have been a lot of promises made. We will need your voice to keep reminding the government of their promises. Plus, the Liberals will be doing stupid stuff to make fun of. Absolutely. Well, the Liberals are going to be they're going to be grinding their gears, and it's going to be really important to keep track of what they're doing in the background.
Yeah.
Because they're not just like, you guys look at what's happening in the United States.
They're not going to roll over and die. They're going to try and get away with anything they can.
Have the Democrats disappeared since Trump got into an office? No. The same thing's going to happen here. The same kind of shenanigans are still going to carry forward. It's just that they don't have a government anymore. Paul with a $2.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Dehab saying it's Order of Canada pin because he's an elite. Pierre wears a Canada flag pin. It's maybe Carney wishes he could get the Order of Canada. It's definitely it's what is it somebody said about my my canvas? It's deceptive.
It is.
It's deceptive. Maybe yeah, it's deceptive because my kids made me a canvas.
And it was so well done. It looks so real, Derek.
Oh, it's such a real gold play button.
So real.
Look, Mark Carney just wishes he could get the Order of Canada. It's not happening.
No.
He's not getting it. It's not
in this lifetime.
Tara Lynn saying more cowbell. We just had cowbell. She's got a fever. Do you guys want to see should we do a cowbell t-shirt on this channel? Do you guys want a cowbell?
Yeah, I think you need it.
I think we need to get a cowbell t-shirt on this channel. I think everybody wants cowbell. It's maybe I'll get a cowbell shirt out by the end of the weekend for you guys. Because again, I'll remind you guys, all merchandise that's bought, all of the books on Amazon that are bought, all proceeds are going to help Tamara and Chris with their appeals. Should Chris appeal? Again, I don't have word on Chris yet, but I know Tamara is. All proceeds. So we'll get a cowbell shirt. I'll get a cowbell shirt by the end of the weekend, and again, all proceeds till the end of the month, going to Tamara and Chris. I want to see people wearing those cowbell shirts at the meet and greet May 10th.
Yes.
How more cowbell? Maybe I'll order a couple to give away.
I am excited for the meet and greet. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good crowd.
For anybody who's missed it, well, we have so many viewers in here tonight.
We do.
May 10th. Mark it on your calendars. We still don't have a location. I'm working with a few places to get some things organized. It's going to be in Edmonton. We're going to do a meet and greet Saturday, May 10th. Mark it on your calendars. Kind of our welcome into Spruce Grove area. I know people in Spruce Grove are going to say, well, Fringe, you moved to Spruce Grove. Why aren't you just doing it here? A lot of people in Edmonton that couldn't get transportation to Spruce Grove want to meet the Fringe. I felt Edmonton's only a 15-minute drive. It's okay. We can go to Edmonton. It's central for everybody that way. It's going to be a great event. I hope you guys are going to come out for that. I'm excited to see you there. Carney, the $5 super chat. I got you a cowbell. We'll bring it to the meet and greet. No, don't do it.
I love it.
Don't do it. We're going to need more cowbell, guys. Oh, why would you do that?
Oh, that's so
Carney.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Well, now we're going to have to make a meme of Mrs. Fringe with that cowbell on a GIF. It'll be a GIF, and we'll have to run it every time we get a super chat or something. Trump hats allowed? Yeah, we're not censoring people.
No.
It's it's going to be great.
All are allowed.
Let's dip into the Q&A. Let's get the Q&A going. Look, if you guys are getting to the polls, go out and vote. Take your ID. If you don't have your voter card, take your proper ID. Go and vote. Take a pen with you. Make sure your ballot isn't compromised.
Thank you for everybody who went out and voted today.
Thank you to everybody who's already stood in the lines. Let's get it going. While we're waiting for questions, I want to show something here for Lucas. I said Lucas. I used his real name.
Luca.
I used his real name. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, that's horrible.
So behind me, hang on, I'm going to move so you can see it.
Where?
This lovely thing.
Yes.
My lovely Devastator inbox that was sent by Luca. Luca sent me this inbox reissue Devastator because I'm huge into Transformers.
When he opened it, it was so awesome.
Huge into Transformers. I want to show him something because this was great. I pre-ordered this week. For anybody who's in toy collectibles, because I know people on this channel do, and I just want to showcase it because for anybody who's a nerd like Unacceptable Fringe, if you head over to Big Bad Toy Store, these are Transformers the Movie Studio Series Constructicons. They're very inexpensive. I know these are USD, but compared to what they're being sold for in Canada, you can pre-order 4 of the 6 Constructicons. You can still make these into Devastator once the other 2 come out. So if you're a big fan of them, shout out to Big Bad Toy Store. I've already got mine pre-ordered.
You were looking at GameStop?
I was looking at GameStop. They were like $150 each. And these are $34.99, $25.99, and $89.99.
Some of them went up to $250.
Respectively, because the $89.99 comes with 2 of them. But this is 4 of the 6 Constructicons. The other 2 are coming out at a later date. But you can make, and these are full-scale, regular-size Transformers. The ones Lucas sent me are smaller in scale so that they could all come in one package. These are regular retro-sized Constructicons.
Yes.
I can't wait to get them. Head over to Big Bad Toy Store if you want a more affordable Devastator for you to build in your collection. MJB with a $2 super chat. Read your books. Great stuff. Read your books. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Arthur OK gifting 5 Unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. Welcome again to more of our members, courtesy of Arthur OK tonight. Kathy Ray, it was a 45-minute lineup for us. Thank you for standing in the line to vote. Yeah. Paul Singh, 279. I want to know what's going on with the polls. The Libs are winning. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're
very clearly
they're
not
rigged.
winning.
They're fake news. It's not happening. They're not winning. Pierre's taking it, guys. Blue wave. Blue wave. Devastator's my favorite combiner. Absolutely.
You have
absolutely.
all Toy Story inbox.
I have what?
No, there was a up.
Where do we miss it?
I have all Toy Story in boxes.
All Toy Story in boxes? Like Toy Story characters? Jay Peterson, $5 super chat. There's a public bus that comes to Spruce Grove. Support local.
Ah, good.
I didn't know that. Okay. Maybe I understand. I want to support local. Maybe we do a second meet and greet for just Spruce Grovians. Is that how they're pronounced? Spruce Grovites?
We have no idea.
I don't know. People who live in Spruce. We'll do a second event and we'll support local. But I do want to get to, some people have reached out that are longtime viewers of the channel. And they told me, please come to Edmonton. I have no way of getting out there. Can't afford Ubers, things like that. So I do want to make it in Edmonton for their benefit.
Just rent a party bus.
We'll rent a party bus. Can't do it.
Not in the budget.
Can't do it. Bob Mackey becoming a new member of the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Patriots Club. Yes, I do collect toys. I do collect toys.
A lot of things.
Nick with a $2 super chat. Paint the country blue.
Yes.
We're gonna. OAO, how do I buy that? I don't know what we're talking about.
Wait, go up under that.
Can I bring my books for a signature to the meet and greet? Absolutely,
yes.
You can. I'm happy to sign. We're going to do photos. We're going to do signatures for anybody who wants anything signed. I will bring what books I have to sell.
If you're looking to buy.
$20 cash per book signed. So bring your cash if you want books. They will be signed in person at the event. And again, I'll put all proceeds towards Tamara and Chris. So that'll happen. And then that way it's $20 cash per book. I don't have a machine. I can't do tap. I can't do any of that stuff. But I will be signing books if you already have them.
Yes.
So bring them. No charge to sign your books in person. It's pronounced sprucers.
Sprucers.
Is it really?
Oh, I like that.
Can I vote for PP if I live in the USA? Unfortunately, not.
I wish.
I wish you could.
I'm sure there's a way.
Who are your favorite finalists for the Stanley Cup?
Who's in?
I haven't watched any hockey this year. It's got to be the Jets. Jets.
Yeah, but who's in the final?
Nobody's in the final.
Nobody
The playoffs
yet?
just started.
Oh, okay.
I want the Jets. Are the Jets even in the playoffs this year? I haven't watched any hockey. I've been so busy with election stuff. I'm sorry. Carney, $5 super chat. I have a room for a couple of people to go to the meet and greet from Calgary. There you go. I have room for a couple of people to go to the meet and greet from Calgary.
Not our room.
Not our room. I don't know what kind of parties are going on there. If you guys need a lift, if you're coming from Calgary, I'm flattered that Carney's coming up.
Excited to see
very
you
excited
again.
to hang out again. Reach out to him. He'll be able to give you a lift. Yeah, I want my Jets to win. It's funny because I actually went out and purchased the dark blue and orange, like the last year's Edmonton Oilers jerseys.
Yes.
The really, really dark navy blue with the bright orange.
But you look really good in dark navy blue.
I look good in it, and it's got Wayne Gretzky on it. So I'm all good with it. As long as it had Wayne, I was like, fine.
Yeah, I'm not really supporting the
I'm not
Oilers.
supporting woke Oilers because I don't like what they did with Mark Carney, but it had Gretzky, which makes him triggered. So that made it okay because people are mad at Wayne.
We should do something to save Chris's track. There's got to be something.
I don't know what can be done. I think it's all tied up in government right now. I know people
Like,
said, somebody
Big
said
Red is a staple.
Somebody said sell it to your friend for $1 and then have him give it back. I'm sure those have already been thought of, and there's probably things going on. I haven't reached out to Chris.
Paint him blue is what they should do.
I haven't reached out to Chris because they've got a lot going on, and
Big
I don't want
blue,
to.
That's what we need.
I don't want to poke my nose in what's going on in his business right now.
Paint him blue. Change the license plate. He's gone missing.
I'll try and get a little bit of
I know a guy
information.
who can.
I'll try and get some information out of Chris. Cabron, 43 more thumbs up for some free memberships.
Come on, 43.
Hit
we
the
can
like
do
button.
that.
Hit the like button if you haven't already. Paul, the $2 super chat, kind of missed the Freeland dumpster fire
I
clips.
know.
Don't we all? Thank you for the super chat. Angus with a $5 super chat. I love the positivity, but I'm in Ontario and I don't trust Toronto to do the right thing and vote blue.
100%.
Here's the thing. And this is what was discussed during that debate. And this is where Carney lost the debate. They talked about affordability.
Yeah.
People are going to have to vote based on what they can afford in this election. And it doesn't matter about their politics. It doesn't matter about their SJW virtue signaling. It doesn't matter about any of it. It's all going to come down to, can I afford Liberals for another term? Or do I want somebody who's telling me they're going to cut my income tax? They're going to cut the cost of living. They're going to build more homes so that I can buy one. They're going to eliminate GST on new home purchases. Keep in mind, if you buy a house at $500,000,
lower income tax by 15%. That is a huge one.
That if you buy a $500,000 home, Pierre's selling you. If it's a brand new home, he's saving you $25,000.
Yeah, that's your down payment right there.
People are going to have to think about, what can I afford in this election? Yeah. So I don't think it's going to come back to.
They really have to think of what they can afford. Make a smart choice when doing this vote. 23 more.
Don't blame us Ontarians on woke tard Toronto. No, I won't.
No.
Most of Ontario, believe it or not, is actually a blue province.
Again, when it comes to Ontario and Quebec, it's the government who sucks, not the people.
Kenzie saying, I would like to know what people thought that hadn't heard much from the leaders before. I mean, I'd like to hear that too.
Yeah.
CB saying, I'm here, let the cowbells ring. We've already hit the cowbells. Oh, we're at 980. Can we not get another 20 thumbs up in here, guys?
Come on.
It's another 20 likes. Not thumbs up in the chat, likes on the videos. Get those 20 in there.
Hit a like.
Hit a like button. Come on, guys, it's free.
We can do it.
Free memberships. $2 super chat. Voted Conservative this morning, BC Lower Mainland. Good job.
Good job.
Good work. They plan to dismantle Big Red. Yeah,
I know.
It's not even auctioning it off. They want to dismantle it because
gone because it's a staple of the Freedom Convoy.
They want to hurt Chris. They want to hit him where it hurts.
Yeah.
And
not
it's
that they
disgusting.
have not already. Like it's horrible what they're doing. 997, three more.
Sneaky, I forgot my thumb. Well, get it in there. Get it in there. We must have got it in there. There's Cabron Tax Karsten gifting 10 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. I need to ask an important question.
Ask away.
Ask away. This is question time. Let's get it in there. Keep your eyes out for Jennifer. Let's see if we can find when she gets it in there. Is it not in here? A lot of people saying like, subscribe, and share. Yes, do that. Do that. Has anybody seen Carrie Lynn? Has Carrie Lynn been in the chat tonight?
I have not seen her in the chat today.
Carney gifting 10 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much for your generosity.
I don't see a lot of questions either.
I don't see Jennifer's question. She said I need to ask. Oh, here it is. Is it legal for the polls to use pencils instead of pens?
Like you said earlier, they do it because it's cheaper.
They do it. It's a cost thing, I believe. It's illegal. They've used pencils forever. So I would say it's legal. Do we have more questions in question time? Do we have more? Sorry, my son's trying to intervene in the stream. Barry James saying bring a black pen. It has to be a black pen.
Yeah.
You can only use black. Look at this. Jay Peterson gifting 20 unacceptable Fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Wow. Wow. Wowie wow. Guys.
Thank you.
You're fantastic. Jay Peterson, thank you for supporting local because you live in Spruce.
Yes.
There's a little throwback. Thank you. Thank you for gifting those memberships into the Patriots Club. You guys
You
are
think
great.
we might need another minority government?
Not a minority one. We can't get anything done. Doug saying, hey, Fringe, when PP wins the election, do you think he will or should go after Trudeau and the others for all the wrongdoings, treason,
Yes.
etc.? I'd love it if he would.
Yes.
The problem is parliamentary privilege.
Yeah, so he's unable to.
It's not that he's unable to. He would have to change a lot of things in order to be able to. And again, I don't know if that would carry over because they had parliamentary privilege during those times. This is, again, I took a lot of fire for saying this before the election was called, that I want to know from the Conservatives, what are you going to do to make my life better? What are you going to do to ensure this never happens again? I want to know, what is the plan? Are you going to change the laws so that they can't screw around like this the next time they get in power? Because it's not going to be Conservatives from now till the end of time. So what do we do to protect Canadians? I'd sure like to know.
How much is the cost of fuel?
How much is the cost of fuel? Like where we live?
Yeah, it's like what, $1.15?
$1.12.
Yeah.
$1.12. The Smokeless Choice, $5 super chat. What is your favorite Dirty Harry and Mad Max film of the two franchises? I mean, the original Dirty Harry's a classic.
Yes.
So is the original Mad Max. I don't like the what's his name that did the second Mad Max? The guy that played Venom.
You are asking the wrong person.
Tom Hardy.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of Tom Hardy just because Mel Gibson's Mad Max. That's like who's your favorite Superman or your favorite Batman? My favorite Batman's always going to be Michael Keaton. Favorite Superman's always going to be Christopher Reeve. It doesn't matter how great the other movies are. That was the original. Nothing outshines the original.
You're missing questions, love.
Why does the color matters for the pens when the pencils are different grays? I don't know. I don't make the rules. They've just said black pen. I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. I guess I can't vote Conservative if I put pineapple on my pizza. Well,
I put pineapple on my pizza.
Redeem yourself and vote Conservative and stop putting pineapple on your pizza. Stop it.
It's perfect, especially when you have it the next day. It's like, it's good. Pineapple and bacon.
I'm looking for more questions that you claim I'm missing.
Yeah, Kevin.
Don't the politicians have to prove their taxes and background checks?
They should.
They should.
And like they said last night in the debate, everybody has proven except for Carney.
Except for Carney, and I don't know how he's getting around that. Sean with $5 super chat. They had blue pens and pencils for advanced voting in Spruce. Okay, so again, I was told it was black pen. I'm just.
I don't know.
Ask when you go to the polling stations or look it up online before you go.
Yeah.
My recommendation.
I'd hate for them to have blue pens and you fill it out in a blue pen
and they say it's not valid.
Says it's not valid. So, yeah, definitely something to look into.
Not that there's going to be shenanigans in Spruce. Spruce is pretty conservative from what I understand.
Yes, but you never know.
Shout out to Dane Lloyd, by the way, who's got my. Dane Lloyd has my. Why do we have to use these formal words? He has my approval. Okay? I'm giving him the stamp of approval, the Fringe stamp of approval. I'm sorry, I'm a little retarded after drinking last night.
It's been quite fun today.
He has my endorsement.
There you go.
Stephanie Cousy, my former MP, also has my endorsement. Yes. Fabulous people. I'm hoping to meet up with Dane before the election. Karina Shea, $5 super chat. Anyone know if there's going to be a Pierre rally in Saskatchewan? I feel left out. Still voted for him today, though. Blue wave. I'm not sure. Everybody's comparing gas prices. See, I'm way back in the chat.
Sorry.
Let's just get caught up.
Blame the wife.
I'm scrolling back. Is there any more questions? Endorsement? Yes, I was talking about an endorsement. I'm a little retarded.
I think we're good, right?
Some people are saying take a Sharpie. Would that be allowed? I don't know. Check online. Check with your polling offices.
It's got to be somewhere. So,
how bad did you raid the fridge last night after stream? I didn't. I went to bed. I went straight to bed. I offended Mrs. Fringe with my belligerent nature, and I went straight to bed. And I was up early to film videos because I couldn't film them drunk last night. So, and then off to the World Water Park at West End of the Mall with the kids.
That was great.
It was a good day. I'm not gonna lie. Once I got a hot dog in me at lunch at the water park, I was okay. You know, a little hangover food.
Not the best hot dogs.
Not the best hot dogs. They were kind of nasty, but they did cure the hangover. So, all the better. All the better. Who said it? I think it was CB talking about Adam West. Adam West was the original Batman. No, not campy Batman. I'm talking movies. Adam West. Give me a break. David with $2 super chat. Pierre introduced bringing back plastic straws and bags. He mentioned that today.
Love it.
If you want your plastic straws, vote Pierre.
Yeah.
That's enough. People in Toronto, come on, you want your plastic straws.
My daughter hates having to use a wooden fork every time she goes out.
This comment wins the internet. Kevin Conroy was the best Batman. Look, favorite's always going to be the original for me again, because that's what I saw as a kid.
Yes.
First time I ever went to see Batman on the big screen was Michael Keaton, and that spawned Batman the Animated Series. And Kevin Conroy, God, the fact that he's gone. It's a shame that we're never going to have him in our Batman games again, or see any more animated Batman. Justice League Unlimited was an amazing run because of Kevin Conroy. But Mark Hamill's Joker. As much as I hate how woke Mark Hamill is, I love his Joker. I think it's fantastic.
I did see a question that said, do you think Pierre will do a pardon for Tamara? But we don't do
pardons here. We have the Crown. It's separate. They're separate from the.
So unfortunately, he's
law.
unable to.
They can't do anything. Arthur, okay, how many shots did you have? It was about 3/4.
He had a boot.
Three-quarters of a 2.6 in that bottle.
Insane.
Somebody said Batman Beyond was also great. It was awesome. So I have that whole series on Blu-ray. I've got the original Batman animated series on Blu-ray. I used to watch it with Harley all the time. In fact, we named my daughter Harley Quinn after that series. And every time she gets mad, I go, "Oh, it's my little Harley."
She hates it.
She hates it. She hates when I talk like the Joker.
Actually, you do a pretty good version of it.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town. she absolutely hates it. Yes, the Fringe got drunk. It was a crazy
you missed
night.
A good show.
It was a crazy night. When we had our first child, and Tiffany said, "What do you want?" It had to be Harley Quinn. I needed a Harley Quinn.
But we had picked that name well before we even got pregnant.
My kids' school, my kids' school in Calgary thought it was so hilarious because all of our kids were after comic book characters. So we have a Harley Quinn, we have a Wade Wilson, and then we said Steve when we were at school, and the secretary, when she called Mrs. Fringe, said, "Is it Steve Rogers?" And we said yes, and she's like, I knew it. And it was so funny. People call us nerds. I don't care. I love it. I love our little comic
Although
family.
Steve does not fit his name.
He doesn't. Steve would have done good as a Bruce Banner.
Yes.
Nick, $2 super chat. Even the Joker don't mess with the IRS. Thank you for the $2 super chat. It's been a great night with you guys.
It has.
I've been having fun hanging out with you guys. I haven't seen.
We'll have to do another draw.
I haven't seen Carrie Lynn in the chat, so unfortunately, we're gonna have to do another draw.
Two draws.
Two draws tonight, guys. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. We'll take another question. A few more minutes if anybody wants to join the Patriots Club before that draw. Hit the join button. You'll be in the draw, and we'll do a draw momentarily. We'll take another question. How's the new house? How is it?
It is wonderful. It's really hard to keep clean with these children, and everything is so white. Drives me crazy. I feel like all I'm doing is cleaning.
So, our old house was built in 1993.
Yeah. So it's really nice to have something new.
When we got the house, it was one of those. This is what you can afford because it's your first home. And I keep telling Mrs. Fringe, like when we wake up in our bedroom, like our bathroom has granite floors and like a glass shower and a massive bathtub. And I keep saying, I feel like we're in like a hotel suite.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel like this is ours. It really. I'm not used to it yet because, like, look, it's nice to have it, but this was part of the reason we moved to Spruce Grove because we couldn't get this in Calgary. No. We couldn't afford a house like this.
In and around Calgary, there was just
nowhere around it. And so Mrs. Fringe, of course, chimes in and says, "That's okay. We'll white trash it up a bit." And I think that's good because we're not those people.
We're not.
We have comic book named kids and play arcade games. I'm not posh. So we're enjoying the house, though. Thank you for the question. Mike Stewart with a $13.99 super chat. Hi, all. New here. Well, welcome to the Fringe. For anyone who's unsure what the CCP is and what modern China is, invest some time and watch a Frank Decotter lecture.
Okay.
Your children's future will thank you. Well, thank you for the recommendation.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. Welcome to the Fringe. World's Worst Gamer with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I think it's time for a giveaway.
I like Mrs. Fringe nails. Thank you.
Mrs. Fringe is getting new nails this week.
I am. Well, these are like 4 weeks grown, so.
Arthur, okay, I love me some arcade games.
Yes.
Me too. It's almost a shame we don't have as many in the set anymore.
It is.
But
I like
having my own little room.
Is perfect.
Not gonna lie. Let's go with our giveaway.
Okay.
Start up the old randomizer. We're gonna fire it up. Let's do the book first. So we're auctioning off, and I always say auctioning. We're raffling off a copy of How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom, redacted edition. Again, it's the exact same book as How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom. We did it as a government transparency edition as a thank you to everybody who bought the first book as a limited run to look like the redacted files from Trudeau, although we redacted the book to kind of have a mini story in it.
Yes.
And also added a little bit of extra context, but the book is now discontinued. You can't get it anywhere. So this will be signed for one lucky Patriot Club member tonight. I'll hit the randomizer. Lori Patterson. Is Lori Patterson still in the stream? There's one. Tiffany looks like she's lost weight.
Oh, thank you.
Fringe got a spin bike this week. Thank God. I haven't had one since we put our house up for sale. Back in the summer. So I'm getting back on the bike. Can't wait for that. Is Lori Patterson still in the stream? Where is she? I don't see Lori chiming in.
Lori.
Oh, Lori, come on, chime in. We're going to do the giveaway tonight if she's not here. We'll redo it. We'll redraw. Is Lori Patterson still in the stream? There she is. I'm here. There she is. Lori, congratulations. You are the winner of our... God, I pushed on your arm, your chair arm, because you moved mine up.
I did.
You're the recipient and winner of the redraw for How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom, Government Transparency Edition. It will be signed. Send me an email with your... I'm going to get Mrs. Fringe to type it in here for me. Send me an email to Unacceptable Fringe YT for YouTube, Unacceptable Fringe YT at gmail.com with your shipping
Oops,
information.
I spelled com wrong, but
She
you'll
spelled
get
com wrong, but you get the idea.
So don't copy and paste.
Don't copy and paste. Unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Send me your shipping information. I will hand sign a copy of that book, and I will get it sent to you immediately. Congratulations to Lori Patterson. I've got to get one more drawn for our
merchandise tonight.
Our free giveaway.
Yeah.
Now, this giveaway again is going to be one item from our shop, free of charge. Any item you want.
And this is sponsored from Cabron
Tax Carson.
Yeah.
Thank you to him. Let's do up the old randomizer. Carol Munger. Carol and Gerald. Carol Munger, you've won the giveaway. Is Carol still in the stream?
Are they still in the chat?
Is Carol and Gerald still here? Where's Carol Munger? We'll give her a minute to chime in. Congratulations to Carol Munger. She's here. There you go. Same again. Unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Send me an email. Mrs. Fringe, if you could type that in again, we'll put that on screen one last time. Unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Carol, make sure. I love how your keyboard's clickety-clacketing in the microphone while we're doing
I
this.
love it.
Unacceptablefringeyt@gmail.com. Send me an email with a screenshot of the exact item you want. If it's a clothing item, make sure you put the size, color, and what style. So if it's a man's hoodie, women's t-shirt, men's, whatever you want, make sure all of that's in there along with your full shipping information inside that email, and I will get that sent out this weekend. For all of our other draw winners, I'll be ordering your
So they will all be
be ordered this weekend and shipped out. It takes a couple of weeks to get there. So stay tuned for that. Your items will arrive. So thank you to everybody who chimed in on that. Everybody, and thank you to Cabron Tax Carson for his generosity within this channel. It means everything. And again, thank you to everybody who's a member of our Patriots Club. I want to thank everybody who super chatted, showed some love in the chat tonight. Gilles Debain, Designer Hugs, Ingrid Stewart, Annetta Vickies, Canadian Guy, Marika, Dark Lady, James Jackson, Jenny G, Canadian Guy, North 49 RC, Reg Porter, Matt the Electrician, Smokeless Choice, Canadian Guy, Pat/Bert, Daryl Watson, MEDW, Justin Halbersma, Mike St. John, Francis O'Connor. I got some repeats. Carnage Carney, Saved by Grace, Ollie B, Jenny G, Doc Luke, Jay Peterson, Justin Brown, Cabron Tax Carson, Piolo Adawan, Will Marlett, Kyle Thompson, Carrie Evans, Frank, G. Little Bear Howes, Delphine Thuralt, Arthur O'Kay, Denny Ringus, Ingrid Stewart, if I didn't mention it already, MEDW, I mentioned that one, DMAC, Saved by Grace, Andrew, Marco Perusa, Reg Porter, Andrew, Grooveyard 63, Paul Singh, MJB. There's some repeats. Bob Mackey, Nick Dom, Paul Anstey, Angus Young is the man. He is. Love AC/DC. Paul Poco. I got some repeats there. Sean Patterson, if I didn't already. Karina Shea, Jerry Leet, Dave Hill, David Inshaw. I think I said Nick Dom, Mike Stewart, World's Worst Gamer. Thank you to everybody who super chatted in the live stream tonight.
So much support.
Wow,
tonight.
all
Thank
the support. Thank you to everybody who came in tonight, everybody who watched, everybody who put a thumbs up, everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. Keep your eyes peeled for video content dropping all weekend long. Have yourselves a wonderful and safe Easter. If you're hanging out with your family and you drink a little too much like I did last night, please don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. Don't put anybody else at risk. Have a great and safe weekend. Enjoy your Easter weekend, folks. With that said, look after each other. Keep your stick on the ice. And from Mrs. Fringe and myself, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.